Hello folks, and welcome back to Ontario on this beautiful late June morning. Now some might say, well, it's overcast, probably going to get a little more rain when I look at that sky. And actually, I wouldn't disagree, but we're very thankful. About an hour ago, we had a really good shower. We got 1.25 inches of rain, accompanied with all sorts of thunder and lightning and a little bit of wind. It was actually wonderful, because in this part of the world it's been a very dry late spring and early summer. Well, today folks, I'm sitting out here in one of my happy places. This is our shed, workshop, whatever, here at our cabin, at our cottage. Well, today folks, we're going to show little Betsy here a little love. We're going to perform some badly needed maintenance. The last time I cut the grass here, I could hear the valves clicky clacky. They were terrible actually. And for the Kawasaki engines in these lawn tractors, that's pretty rare. So we're going to adjust the valve lash. We're going to change the engine oil, clean the spark plug, blow out the air filter, grease the motor deck, and we'll check the belts. I've got to tell you, the only thing I've replaced on this machine since 1994 is the electric clutch for the motor deck and a couple of belts. And I'm pretty frugal. The seat's a little rough, and the battery, why, it's been in need of replacement for a couple of years, but I put the charger on it and eventually it starts, and it's got a good enough charging system that it keeps running and operates the electric clutch for the motor deck, no problems. Well, I'm going to slide it over, make some room, and we'll get to work on Betsy. Well, the first thing we've got to do is we've got to get number one cylinder. It's only a single cylinder. So we've got to get the piston on TDC of compression stroke. So I'm going to pull the plug out and turn the engine over and do that. Before we get started, I want to tell you a little bit about these tools. I bought this set of sockets in 1979, the summer of 1979, from Canadian Tire. It's a Husky. The toolbox that they're in was given to me prior to that by my great aunt when her husband passed away. Thank you, Uncle Ted. And so many tools in it have memories. Here's a screwdriver that my great Uncle Joe, which was my great Uncle Ted's brother-in-law, he gave me many years ago. Also, I think in the summer of 1980. And I could go on, but I'll spare you the details. Let's get this plug out and get this engine going. I disconnected the headlights so I could tip the hood all the way forward. And now we got to take out this heat shield so we can get at the bottom bolt here on the valve cover. This is the intake valve and rocker assembly, and this is the exhaust valve and rocker assembly. Now, being a single cylinder 4-stroke engine, if I turn it in the direction of normal rotation, when the exhaust valve comes up and the intake valve goes down, when they trade places, I should be at the top. I should be at TDC of exhaust stroke, and another 360 degrees turning of the crankshaft should take me to TDC number one cylinder compression stroke. So let's see what happens. We'll turn this now. There we go. The exhaust closed and the intake just began to open. I've put a pencil mark on top of the fan, and we'll continue to turn it. Now the piston's going down on intake stroke, and it's about to start its journey up on compression. There we go. Now, I'm going to put a screwdriver in the spark plug hole, and I'm going to monitor the travel of the piston. There we go. I'm at TDC. Both valves have clearance. So that means I'm at TDC compression stroke. Now we can adjust the valve clearance. To check the valve clearance, we just measure the gap between the end of the rocker arm and the valve rotator. We'll just see what it is. It's supposed to be 0.6 of an inch. Oh, that's a little on the loose side. So we'll loosen this lock nut and tighten this adjusting screw till we get it to where we would like it. We'd like a nice firm drag on the feeler gauge as we slide it between the two parts. Still a little loose. Check the adjustment one more time, and we're good. And let's check the intake. Wow, the intake feels perfect. So we'll just leave it as is. Now that the valves are adjusted, we'll just slide the valve cover back on. There, that's snug. Next, we'll start old Betsy up, we'll warm it up, we'll agitate the oil, and then we'll drain the oil and change the oil and filter. And we better put this heat shield back on first. I cleaned the spark plug with a wire brush, and I re-gapped it at about 32 thou. Well folks, as you can note out here, the sky has sprung a leak. Well, we got old Betsy all serviced. I'm going to put her away and then I'm going to head in the house for a cup of tea with my bride. Thanks so much for watching folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. We look forward to seeing you again on Out of the House with Paul.